Hello, put the tip in here. It is the 15th of November, and I'm going to get the Cheltenham preview in nice and early. We have got an inspection that's I'm waiting on the results of, but look, Cheltenham's going to be on. I think the ground's probably going to be on the softer side. The storm hit last night, so it might even be heavy in places. So I've kind of gone with that as my viewpoint. As noted from yesterday, I always love and value a bit of Cheltenham form. So just so you kind of know how I'm looking at the races. Now, I've kind of got selections in all races but one, and then multiple in every race. And I will kind of talk you through my logic of that. And we'll start in the 12:35. Um, the JCB Triumph Trial. So wide open race, um, but I think realistically the top of the market is probably the place to look. Um, and I fell on the way of Precious Man, um, soft ground form. You're not getting Cheltenham form in obviously a race like this. So I'm kind of looking at conditions, and I value French hurdle jumpers generally speaking. Um, value the French horses in general that come over here. However, Dan Skelton's on fire, as is Harry. Um, to put it as I think Mr. Segal said on the preview last night that I watched. It's Dan Skelton's world, and we're living in it. He just knows how to place the horse as well. Now, two races, two hurdle starts, um, both in soft ground, a second and then a first. Um, yeah, it's top of the weights, but it's just the way I land. The experience for me is everything. Um, of the two starts. Um, so that would be my selection. The other two to bear in mind is naturally Secret Force is is at the top of the market. Very good win. Um, it's gonna again like conditions. So I don't think you could rule Secret Force out. I just don't want it at 11-8. So if I was actually going to do something, I'd have the horse that finished behind it on the 14th of October, which is Hopes Are High each way, currently at 12-1. Um, yeah, the weights that day, Hopes Are High was giving, due to the amount of starts and a couple of wins, was giving Secret Force a lot of weight, and today they're on even keel. 6 lengths between them that day. I think that could be turned around. Um, but like I say, Precious Man at 10-3 is probably the horse I fall on. If you want your outside shot, I'd go Hope to High. The next race, I had a favourite straight away from last night. The 1-10. That's the Debenhams Amateur Riders handicap. And Kelsey was the horse I came down on. Course form is everything, and that run last month, um, finishing fourth and a very close fourth, was brilliant. Has won races in soft going. The 5th of December last year, won a 3 miler at Market Raisin in soft heavy in places. So I think it ticks all the boxes in terms of what I'm looking for a horse in this race. Array of Fortuna at the top of the market can't really be dismissed. Don't know massively how it's going to handle these the course, but in terms of soft conditions, we'll love. And yeah, just a very talented horse in my opinion. Had some good horses in behind previously. The outside one that I like is Java Point, actually at 33-1. So we know Java Point will handle the track. It just depends on whether it's a going day or not. And at 33-1, I'm willing to take that chance. But Kelsey is where I come down there. Now, the 145 is only 6 runners, and yeah, I'm going to give you 3 selections. My horse that I want to go with is Bird Up Road. No, it handles the course. Um, Pretty much sure. I'm like 66 to 70% sure that we'll handle the ground. And the last run at Kempton looked like it was ready for a jumps offences season. Um, so it goes chasing today, and I reckon it will be a good start. Managed to get on it last night at 8. It has come in to 6-1. I think it'll probably be backed in off the boards. Um, it will be one of the first three that win for me. But Burdett Road with the course form is where I lean. Be Aware would be my second choice. Course form again. The 12th of March this year, ran a very good race. Um, I was there that day. Impressive, and like we say, Scouts is going non-stop at the minute. July Flower, you've got to bear in mind. We'll love the conditions, but the course is a question mark. So at 6-4, I'm not going near it. But we have to bear it in mind for the win purposes. We'll move on to the 220. My selection there, I actually have two. I agree with most of the pundits that this is a very poor Paddy Power, but who cares? I'm fed up of hearing how poor this race is. It's competitive. Um, that's what we want, right? We want to watch competitive horse racing, and this is wide open. Um, my horse I really like, I guess, in this is Theatre Native. Good course and distance form. Sean Bowen on the back, and I think it'll be there at the finish, and you want Sean Bowen in a finish. Um, yeah, very good run at Cheltenham last year. Ran perfectly well, returning in heavy ground, so the ground isn't a concern for me. And Henry de Bromhead is flying as per. Um, the other one I really like is again Dan Skelton's Panic Attack. Can't see it running a bad race. Definitely think it'll be there at the finish. Will handle the hill. Just a bit of more of a question mark, but they would be my two. If you want to look elsewhere, you've got Vincenzo at the top of the market. I just don't see him getting up the hill, but turning the bend, he'll be there. A massive price is Derry, who I tipped previously in my others. Think the ground won't be a problem. Cheltenham definitely isn't a problem. I think maybe that could spark a revival, and I just think heavily overpriced at 33s. Um, Conyers Hill is an unknown, but again, will like the track, conditions, etc. Perfectly good horse, just didn't lean that way. The real one that kind of I've put in there that I like is Coming Up Easy. I think that's a really big question mark horse. I haven't tipped it. I don't think it will win, but it's the horse that I'm most fearful of. In terms of if you just want a solid jumper and you want someone that's going to be there at the end and as a solid each way play, Holy Joe Smoke at 15-2 is a very good jumper. I don't think it has what it takes to win it, but it's a 5-place race on Sky Bet. I imagine it'll be extra placed at most places. Um, but yeah, Theatre Native and Panic Attack are my two. The 255, the From the Horse's Mouth podcast, handicap hurdle. Um, for me, it's between the horses experienced at this track. And Supremely West, for me, probably wins it. I can't. Gal Road will lead them round, and Gal Road will place. But and Long Draw will be there at the finish as well. And they are the three, but I just can't look past the Dan Scout horse in this. Just looks like it's been targeted at this race entirely. Galroad's return obviously was disappointing, but I think that will come on for the run. And Long Draw, I think just, the ground's going to be probably too heavy. But that's a fast one. The 3:30 at Cheltenham, the Paddy Power Intermediate. Um, Friendship all day, 5-1, so you can play it each way. Course form, the distance is fine, the conditions look to be fine. One in soft ground, one on good ground. I just think this is a gimme at 5-1. If you want to look elsewhere at bigger prices, to Tomps on Tomps for Martin Keeley. Martin Keeley wouldn't run this horse if it didn't stand a chance. And obviously in October it came back with a good run. The ground is just a concern for me with that one. And then, to be honest, Royal Infantry currently 4-1, and I think will be on the drift for the day for Scouts. Probably there at the finish, but I just don't see it kind of having enough to challenge at this course. Has done okay on undulating tracks like Chepstow, but yeah, more of a level track course for me. Finally, the 4 o'clock, and I don't have a selection in this one. The Cheltenham Guardian safeguarding the National Hunt Flat. To me, I'm just going to give you, it's a race we don't have much experience in. I probably land on Celestial Tune, but it's wide open, and I will probably back a couple each way of these. I like Divine Diva for Den, but just simply because ran well in Irish points, and it's Den Skelton. Edith Pelham won really convincingly on Aintree and on ground that I like, unbeaten in the hunt and flats and points. Sorry, is what I meant to say. At bigger price, I do really like Mass Mistress. The ground's a huge question mark, but in terms of the course, shouldn't be a problem. 28-1, have a bit of that. That is my Cheltenham preview. That's all the races covered for you, with a broad direction of where to look and where my mind is. I will be back soon with my normal horse racing preview. Best of luck to everyone today.